Rehmannia, otherwise known as Chinese foxglove, is one of the oldest tonic herbs in the Chinese herbal system. It traces back thousands of years, in fact going back all the way to 200 BC, where it is referenced many times in Chinese medical literature. In Chinese medicine, it is considered one of the top 50 tonic herbs and the most important herbs on the planet. It is traditionally a yin-jing tonic herb, meaning that it helps replenish our yin-jing energy. This makes it really great for issues such as fatigue, chronic fatigue or adrenal fatigue, and any sort of other general weakness, which is typically in a Chinese medicine perspective a result of yin-jing deficiency, adrenal and kidney deficiency. And it is said in Chinese medicine that our Jing energy, otherwise known as our primal or primordial energy, is produced within our kidney meridian. And so when we are fatigued or we experience chronic stress, illness, disease, lack of sleep, over-exercise, overwork, then our Jing essence or our Jing energy becomes depleted, and we run into modern issues such as adrenal fatigue, overall weakness, anxiety, stress, depression, and general low energy. So this is one of the most important herbs that you could take to overcome adrenal fatigue in the modern world and to just improve your overall energy and restore your sort of vitality or your primal energy, which is going to result in greater health, greater levels of energy, of course, greater physical appearance, and moving into specific other areas in the body. We're going to see an improvement in our fertility because our kidneys are really responsible for producing a lot of our sex hormones, our sex fluids. They're tied into our sex glands. So if we're really trying to look to improve our overall energy, our vitality, our essence, then Jing herbs, specifically Rehmannia, are going to be really, really important herbs to take. In addition to being a Jing herb, Rehmannia is really well known as a blood tonic. It improves the circulation and the quality and the potency of our blood. So it really actually builds our blood as well as moves it throughout the body. Now I want to talk to you a bit about some of the specific benefits of Rehmannia in this video. I'm going to first start off with, of course, the topic of adrenal fatigue, because that's really what this herb is really going to do for us. It's really going to go into our kidney and our adrenal meridians and those organ systems in the body and sort of replenish the energy in there. And we're going to look at this from a few different perspectives. So from a Chinese medicine perspective, we see that optimal health is achieved from a balance of yin and yang energy, which is basically like an input and an output. And we want an ideal balance of input to output. So from a very basic understanding, our Jing is stored within our kidney meridians for the most part. And that also happens to be where our adrenals are, which on a scientific perspective is where we produce our stress hormones. It's where we produce adrenaline and cortisol and these other hormones that really give us sort of a lot of energy and excitement. And the thing is that a lot of us in the modern world are sort of addicted to always feeling really energized and really high excitement levels. And this is where we run into issues of like adrenaline sort of addictions. And these can manifest in all sorts of different ways. For the most part, they probably manifest in this idea of overworking, being a workaholic, addicted to exercise, addicted to being awake. So really never spending a lot of time nourishing the yin aspect of our bodies and our lives. So spending more time just relaxing, chilling out, hanging with friends, getting good sleep, taking naps, going for walks as opposed to vigorous exercise. And so what happens is when we're overexpending our energy, very basically we sort of run out, where you don't have infinite supplies of energy as much as we like to think. We can always produce energy, of course. We are the curators and the producers and the creators of our energy. However, our bodies have a slightly different situation. While we can always have energy and produce energy in the body, our bodies do have a certain sort of level or a bank of energy, and if we constantly put a demand on our body, it sort of runs out of energy at a certain point, and this is where we run into lack of sleep and feeling generally fatigued. So the point is, yes, we can produce a lot of energy, but our bodies have a mind of their own. They are another living organism, and if we put too much stress on them, they'll become depleted. And so Rehmannia, where it comes in the picture, is it actually helps on, I guess, on an energetic level of restoring that energy within our kidney system. And we could look at this from probably a scientific perspective and see that, in two ways. One is a blood builder, so it provides the minerals that we need to rebuild our blood, which is really, that's our chi energy, but also our kidneys are constantly circulating blood and producing that new energy. So by building up and nourishing our blood and our kidneys, we're going to get energy there, of course. And this is why you see, people who are anemic or iron deficient often have a lot of fatigue. So Rehmannia just providing the basic minerals to build our blood and build our kidneys up, we're going to experience higher levels of energy. And another perspective, we see that Rehmannia is actually an adaptogen herb, so it helps reduce the fatigue symptoms of too much stress by helping our bodies become more adaptable to stress. So it's a basic adaptogen, and the word is sort of gives away its function. It helps us adapt to situations. So in other words, we become more resilient in the face of stressful situations. Not to say that we should always put ourselves in very stressful situations with tons of pressure or always, take on too much, but it's going to actually help our body's ability to face more stress and more pressure without becoming sick or diseased. So this is really good because it's basically building our immunity, it's helping our kidneys, our endocrine system, our immune system, all these different systems, our nervous system, regulate our hormonal and neurotransmitter output, so that way we're not in a constant state of stress or fight or flight, which is going to, of course, translate into greater energy and less fatigue, specifically chronic fatigue. Another benefit and great use of Rehmannia is that it helps reduce or balance excess heat in the body. And if our body experiences too much heat, metaphorically burning ourselves out, then we can run into issues like ulcers, inflammation. So this is a really great herb for balancing or tonifying heat in the body. To really know if you have an excess of heat within your body, you could look up these sort of basic symptoms and maybe self-evaluate, or of course work with a skilled Chinese medicine practitioner to really find out what herbs you need to balance these. So if you're feeling like you're too fiery to the point where you're anxious and overworking, maybe you're even feeling anger emotionally, it might be a sign to supplement with some cooling sort of herbs, and Rehmannia would be probably one of the best to do that with. One of the next major benefits of Rehmannia is that it's a really powerful immunomodulator. So it helps not just boost our immunity. It's not a immunostimulator like echinacea or other herbs that basically stimulate or excite our immune system. That can be beneficial in situations. However, Rehmannia is much more intelligent in that it actually helps our immune system adapt to situations. And it does this in two ways. In one way, it has a constituent called catapult, which stimulates the production of anti-inflammatory hormones known as corticals. Additionally, it works as an adaptogen by helping slow and regulate the breakdown of cortisol in the body. So this is a really great herb for anyone who is experiencing any sort of immune issues. So if you have an underactive immune system and you find yourself getting ill often, or if you're on the other end of the spectrum and you experience things like autoimmunity. So next we find that Rehmannia is a really good hormone balancing tonic herb. It contains bioactive glycosides, which actually helps with the production of hormones that can reduce the negative symptoms of hormone imbalance like hot flashes, insomnia, bone loss, and immune issues. In addition to that, as a very good hormone regulating herb, it's really good, of course, for fertility, energy levels, and reproductive health. Last but not least, as I mentioned, Rehmannia is a very potent Jing herb. So that means it's going to actually re-stimulate and regenerate our bone marrow, which is going to translate into our overall youthfulness, vitality. In Chinese medicine, the reflection of our hair and skin can be directly traced back to our levels of Jing energy. So if you're having issues with your hair, your skin, if you're having reproductive issues, anything that's basically a sign of accelerated or advanced aging could be traced back to Jing. So if you're looking for a longevity herb or an anti-aging herb or something to help with your general vitality and your zest for life, then Rehmannia is a really good Jing herb that I really recommend. If you want to learn more about Rehmannia, then you can click the link below.